South Carolina women's basketball. This team last year went 38-0 on the season to win another NCAA championship. After they won, we saw them everywhere, right? They made TV appearances. You saw them all on TikTok. They went to the White House. They rested for the summer, and now they are back working to head right back where they were last year, going for another NCAA championship. But before that happens, let's talk about who's on the team, and let's talk about specifically what is happening today that will help South Carolina prepare for April. Let's get into it.
Quita loves sports. It is in the name.
What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, South Carolina women's basketball is back, and they are ready to go. In Dawn Staley's 17th season, this team is looking really good. They returned 9 players from last year. They do have some newcomers, which we're going to go over in a bit. And they're ready. They're excited. They're ready. And I am very much interested to ultimately see what this team has to offer this year. Fun fact, guys, again, this is Dawn Staley's 17th season. It's also her 25th season as a head coach in general. Remember before she went over to South Carolina, she was the head coach at Temple. Now, here's the thing. In Dawn Staley's coaching pedigree, we all know how great of a player she was, but her coaching pedigree says a lot, right? She already is on the road to becoming a Hall of Fame coach. Dawn Staley has helped South Carolina get to 6 NCAA Final Fours. They got 3 national championships. And her winning percentage, if you're curious, her winning percentage is 76%. Crazy with South Carolina. That is a crazy, crazy, crazy metric. Y'all want to hear another crazy metric? In the last 5 years, South Carolina is 167 wins and 9 losses. That is a winning percentage of 94%. Guys, it is just absolutely wild. 94% in the last 5 years. Last year, as we all know, they went undefeated. It just makes them the 5th program in NCAA history to accomplish that. This is a team that does a lot of winning, right? They have a winning culture, and it clearly shows. Now, a thing to note is that this really, really good South Carolina Gamecocks team returns 9 players from last year. Let's kind of go through real quick and talk about the players that they do return. They return MiLaysia Fulwiley. MiLaysia ended up starting 3 games last year. She is a handful of a player. She has speed, she has quickness, she has flair, and it is very, very fun to see. Last year, she played around 18 minutes a game, averaging 11.7 points a game. And I'm sure she's looking to do way more than that this year. We also see Te-Hina Paopao return to the squad. She is a transfer that came in last year from Oregon, lit it up from the 3-point line, really was a veteran presence for this team. She did start every single game last year, averaging 11 points a game. Let's continue on. We have Ashlyn Watkins, who returns as well. Last year, Ashlyn, for the most part, came off the bench, though she did end up starting around 9 games last year. She is a player who can be dominant in the post. Last year, Ashlyn was number 1 in blocks for the team with a whopping 91 blocks on the season. Guys, she even had more than Camila Cardoso. Wild. Averaging 9.2 points a game. If Ashlyn ends up playing this year, she's going through some stuff. Watch one of my previous videos to see about that. But if Ashlyn actually plays this year, she's going to be dominant. But she will not start off playing with the team and is currently suspended due to legal stuff that's happening. More on that in another video. All right, continuing on, they return Bree Hall. Bree started every single game last year for South Carolina and really has been sort of like the another one of those like veteran leadership type of players. She averaged 9.2 points a game last year. We also saw Chloe Kitts return to the team this year. She's a player who started most of the games. She started 31 of South Carolina's games last year. She's a player who can be a mid-range assassin, right? When I look at Chloe Kitts, I see like Asia Wilson-esque, especially in her mid-range game. And this year I do think is going to get a whole lot better, even though it was really good last year. But I'm excited to see what sort of leaps Chloe Kitts is able to make. Last year she averaged 9.1 points a game. Next up, let's talk about Raven Johnson. She is the head of the snake for the South Carolina team. She is a player who a lot of people are saying, oh, she may be the next like true point guard that really is dominant in South Carolina. And so I think she's already that. I think she's already a player who is really good. And we'll kind of see how that translates to this year, because this year, last year she was the head of the snake and she had the reins and whatnot, but this year even more so, because she is a player who can leave college and go to the WNBA after this season. I'm really interested to see ultimately what she's able to do, because guys, Raven Johnson is a junior. She can enter the draft. She will be eligible for the draft. Will she go to the draft? I don't know. But I think she is definitely a player that's going to be really looking to show off her stuff and show off her passing ability. Last year, she had 179 assists on the season, averaging 8.1 points a game. South Carolina also returns Sania Feagin. Sania Feagin is a post player who had a couple of starts. She had 3 starts on the season last year, averaging 6.7 points a game. I'm interested to really see if she what her minutes look like, because yes, she's a proven player. However, there are some big time freshmen that have come in for South Carolina, and I'm really interested to see ultimately how much minutes Sania actually gets and what she's able to do in those minutes. We also see Tessa Johnson return to the squad. Tessa is a player who could be a sharpshooter. She's a fun-going sharpshooter. When you see her, she's probably making a video about something, posting it online. But when she gets the ball, she can shoot. She can absolutely shoot, and I'm interested to ultimately see how she does this year, because I think she's going to average way more than 6.6 points that she averaged last year. And finally, returning to the squad this year is Sakima Walker. Last year, Sakima Walker barely played. She only averaged around 7.5 minutes a game, averaging 2 points a game. Again, it's a similar thing where I'm not sure ultimately will her minutes increase. I don't know about that, because again, there are some new freshmen who have come in who I think are definitely looking to place a significant amount of minutes. And so not sure ultimately how many minutes we will see Sakima Walker get, but interested to see ultimately what she does on the season. So those are the 9 returning players for South Carolina. Now let's get into these new players. Let's get into the new players. All right. So we got some really good talent for this team. Number 1, we have Adhel Tack. Adhel Tack is a player who actually joined South Carolina midway last year, and was a redshirt freshman. Was on the bench, was sort of learning and listening and whatnot, but she was rehabbing, so she didn't play. But this year, Adhel Tack is going to be ready. She is a player who seems to be hilarious, and I am extremely interested to see what she can do in the college game, because there's a lot of hype around her. She's 6'5", and yeah, there's a lot of hype around Adhel Tack. So we're gonna see what Adhel is able to do. We also have Joyce Edwards. Joyce Edwards is one of the best incoming freshmen to come into college this year. She is a 6'3", I should say, forward from Camden, South Carolina. And so there's a lot of hometown sort of feel, even though technically Camden is not, where South Carolina, like the university is located, but still it's going to be a lot of, it's already a lot of hype around Joyce Edwards. It's already a lot of hype. And I'm just interested to see her play. Guys, the South Carolina University, they actually created a major for her to go to that school. That's how much it means for Joyce to pick South Carolina, that they were like, you know what, we want you so bad that we're gonna make a major for you to fit your interests, just so you can choose us. So yeah, Joyce Edwards, she can get a lot of minutes this year, a lot of minutes. So y'all better watch out for that. We also have Maddy McDaniel on the squad this year. She is a 5'9" freshman from Bishop McNamara, a huge basketball school. And yeah, I'm excited to ultimately see what she's able to do as well. And for South Carolina, they also add in a transfer, the lone transfer this season for South Carolina. They get in Miriam Dowda. Miriam Dowda, she is a 6'4" forward from Arkansas. And for Miriam, it'll be really fun to see her play. Last year for Arkansas, she led the team in field goal percentage, shooting 45% from the field, led the team in blocks, led the team in offensive rebounds. She started every single game. Yeah, I think Miriam's going to do really well. Last year, she did average 10 points a game for Arkansas. And yeah, I'm pretty interested to watch her do her thing. She also is a player who can block shots. Again, there's going to be a huge amount of post players that the South Carolina team has to sort of be able to rotate and whatnot. And so I'm really interested to see ultimately Miriam Dowda's impact on the squad as well. And a fun fact, guys, we actually saw Bree Hall and Te-Hina Paopao talk about the newcomers on the team, and here is what they said.
So let me break each one down. Joyce, very energetic, very outgoing. You guys are going to have a great time watching her play because she's just, we call her a crash out. Yeah. And Miriam, very sweet, but she's soaking in the game and improving every day. And
Maddy.
Adhel.
No,
Adhel. Oh my God.
Y'all gonna love Adhel.
Y'all gonna love Adhel. Oh my
her.
gosh. And Maddy. Oh my God. Yeah, she's just getting better every day. It's just really nice to see her doing the things that she's doing, and she's taking the game very seriously.
All right, so today, South Carolina starts off their campaign to get to the NCAA championship in an exhibition game. So the regular season does not start until November 4th for South Carolina, but they will have some exhibition games before that happens. And today, South Carolina will be taking on Memphis. And that game is happening again today, Tuesday, October 15th at 9:30 p.m. or 8:30 Central Time. Now, in order to watch this game, you can either just go to the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee, and get tickets to actually watch, or you can watch the game on ESPN+. Now, if you all are wondering why in the world is South Carolina playing Memphis, well, they are taking part in the Hoops for St. Jude Tip-Off Classic. And this exhibition is going to feature South Carolina women's basketball versus Memphis's women's basketball as a part of a doubleheader. Memphis's men's team will actually take on North Carolina men's team. All right, so we got South Carolina for women, North Carolina for men, and they're both taking on the women and men of Memphis. All right, guys, that's the news. What do y'all think about how South Carolina is going to do? What do you think about some of the newcomers that they have on the squad? I will be doing deeper dives into some of the players, not just for South Carolina, but also for all the teams. I just wanted to start with South Carolina because they do have a game starting today, so I want to talk about them. But we have a lot of college teams that are about to start playing soon, and I will keep you all covered on just about all of them, or as many as I can. So yeah, hope y'all are interested in that. If y'all are, please subscribe to the channel. I know that I've been going hard and fast on all things WNBA, but we are making the transition to college basketball, also overseas basketball as well. So if y'all are interested in that, make sure to hit me up by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and turning on your bell notifications for more info. All right, guys, that is the video. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.